Hello, hello. It's Wednesday and I'm Will. I think we're live. All the systems say yes. Thank you for joining me once again for another week of, I don't know, introducing you to the people who inspire me. So this week, the theme is positivity. And one of my favorite quotes is from Maya Angelou. I talk about it all the time. Those of you who know me know this. People will forget what we say, people will forget what we do, but people will not forget the way we make them feel. And today's guest, Usama, is someone that I met when I first started dabbling in this virtual world. And he took a call to speak to me one-on-one. And I just remember being in awe of this young man who was just so energetic and so positive. He does his own live broadcasts, and he's just this force to be reckoned with. And so as I started to do this, and I can't believe there's more than just a few people who show up, it really got me excited to introduce you to somebody who inspires me. So I am going to get started here, and make sure you put in the comments where you're coming in from today. I'm always curious because this is a worldwide audience and we get people from around the globe, which I think is incredible. I will bring Usama up on stage. I'll let him introduce himself. He's smiling there. He had to call his mom before he got on camera. Mom was going to follow us on YouTube. So, hey, Mom, I hope you are there. So, ta-da! There you
What's
go.
up, everybody?
How are you? How are you? First question before you introduce yourself. Did you get Mom? Is Mom watching?
Oh, I tried to call her, but I think due to networking problem issues or something, I couldn't get to her. But I just left her a message, so it's not going to be much.
This lives
problem.
forever.
Yeah.
She could watch the replay. So how are you, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing fantabulous. I mean, yeah, thank you so much for having me on board. I mean, it's definitely a pleasure. I mean, the honor and privilege is above and beyond of what you said. I feel like I learned a lot from you, and I try to be like you, and I try to smile and be awesome like you, and the rest of the folks who are around here. Woof, let's go.
I just copied off of you when we met all those many, many months ago. It's probably over a year by now, for sure.
Yeah, almost.
And so I'm going to go through the comments here, pop up who's coming in, some friends, some new folks. Why don't you tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and why you earned the title Mr. Worldwide?
Will certainly do. Uh, and by the way, shout out to David, Michelle,
I know they're really coming
Liz
out for you
Marie, and
there.
all of the wonderful folks around the globe. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I was born and raised in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That's pretty much where I spent pretty much most of my life there, went to kindergarten and everything, kindergarten all through the high school and everything. But ever since from a young age, I mean, I believe with the concept of empowerment and learning about people and being there for people. And this is actually the concept of coaching existed for a really long time. And this is why I was always curious about learning about people's cultures, languages. That's why I'm a huge fan of languages. Had the chance actually to travel many places across the globe. Amongst them was Ethiopia, Kenya, Emirates, Bahrain. And now I went to Turkey as well. Right now I'm in the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, and so on and so forth. And the reason being what made me of worldwide because because of learning a couple of languages. I mean, learning a language is learning about people's cultures and everything. And currently actually juggling a couple of things at once, like being a live show broadcaster, working full time as well, and at the same time juggling the business, and at the same time studying PhD right now, and doing a couple of things, but all around actually just to getting better and to help people actually move forward, because people a lot of times they are impacted by our presence. So why not us like to do the due diligence to unlock their greatness and confidence and towards the world so that they can spark out. So in any way we can. So yeah, that's a little bit snippet about myself. And
So
yeah.
what I loved about this encounter and what I love about doing this weekly broadcast is I really do, and you can tell the folks watching, I'm not lying. I don't like scripts. I've never been great with scripts. And what I love to do is there's a topic and we're having a conversation. I'm inviting you into my world, you let me into yours, and we're having a conversation. So today being about positivity, and that's what we both do. right? We try to
Mhm.
keep it positive all the time. We try to have these energies. You travel the world much more than I do, but hey, you have a love of language. So do I. I don't speak as many as you do. So I just wanted to kick it off with a couple of quotes here, and then maybe the folks in the chat can add some of their own questions. But I thought, how can you have any day without an Oprah quote, right? Oprah, she's the queen. And so
Yeah.
this one, be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. And when I met you, you just have abundance and enthusiasm just pouring out of your cells there. Um, I just think that's something that describes you. Another quote that I love, and this is we could talk about because I'd want to get your thoughts on positivity because that gets a bad rap sometimes. We'll talk about that later. But positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will.
Mm.
We all know those negative folks. You're too upbeat. Stop that smiling. Don't you realize how bad the world is? You don't have that vibe, nor do I. So I
Oh.
wanted to go to the first question. I wanted to ask you a question. What does positivity mean to you?
Positivity means nobility. Positivity means building community wholeheartedly, intentionally, lovingly, to the way people they can shine, to the way they can spark, to
That's
the
great.
way they can move forward, because our presence automatically liberates others, right? And the way of actually how we make them feel. So, and even of course, it's been mentioned as well in the narrations. Even in the narration, it's like being said. I mean, if you want to actually have the treasure of this world, the greatness of this world, then help people, get people out of their grievousness towards their greatness.
Right.
So sometimes out of your day, it could be in the dark of the night or something, but you went out of your day to make someone's day. And that's one of the ways actually to turn your positivity on. Even if you're having a rough old day, but you turn it actually by a positivity, cultiv by building actually that cultivated feeling that from the inner intrinsically, because that will make you so fulfilled. Because contentment is a movement. Once we have it there, it goes all over. So
It's
yeah.
about abundance. It's about that
Hmm.
gratitude, right? It is about being in the moment and appreciating what you have when you have it. I think it's great.
Mm.
I love
Hmm.
that. Nobility. That's a keeper quote from you. It's really, it's noble. And my sense is most people do want to be positive, and most people, many people have that as a default. But the world works against us in that way and can put you in a place where it's perceived as negative. Which brings me to my next question for you. Here, your thoughts on toxic personality, but personality, positivity. No, 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 no toxic personalities here.
Absolutely.
And I'll set this up for you. And I don't know if you've experienced it, and I have experienced it in my life and in certain circles, where you are the upbeat person. You're always trying to keep it kind. You're always, and I'm sure no party starts before you enter it, right? You've got that vibe. And so when you're trying to always be that upbeat person, there are many who just there's that term toxic positivity. I get it because it really refers to being blind to the realities of the world, right? You can't be blind to the realities of the world, but I don't think it's in any way, shape, or form toxic to be positive. Your thoughts? Wow.
That's deep right there. Ah, that's deep. Wow. Toxicity, I just like you say, it's like it arises in of it itself from lack of gratitude. Toxic positivity, it arises a lot of time from lack of gratitude. A different way of thought of attitude, because our sincere attitude determines our altitude. I mean, even if from the books of Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, page number 5, as it says in the beginning there, I mean, there is no right way. The real way to living is through excellence. And with excellence, actually, it allows the positivity to spark out. I mean, just like when we're starting the car, does it get positive all of a sudden? It's a room, and then instantly it turns on. It's not something that it turns on and on, but the moment actually we put the discipline in place. And yes, there will be people there. Maybe it's like, oh, you're way too positive. You're way too much. Well, guess what? Let me pour some of mine to yours, because we can't pour from a cup because it's already pouring a lot. So let me give you some of that. Let me introduce you towards that world. How about you? When you look at negativity, you can turn it actually in towards remarkability. Turn on the actually agility of everyone and anyone, right? Because when we put our purpose beyond ourselves, bigger than ourselves, the moment when enhance reading as opposed at the same time of writing actually upon our role of life, slowly but surely it turns in towards actually a positive positivity per se. And it takes actually a lot of work. We don't get, I mean, we don't always feel positive. We all have each
No,
every
right.
other day. We have highs and lows, but it's actually towards those moments actually how we determine ourselves. In the wordings of Maya Angelou, says it best actually about defeats. She said, like, you will face many defeats in life, but never actually lose defeats within yourself. Never be yourself actually feel defeated in that regard. So actually, our sincere attitude determines our
Right.
altitude
Mindset,
towards,
right? It's the
right?
mindset.
Wherever the focus goes, the energy flows. And even in the wordings of one of the scholars of the past by name Imam al-Ghazali, he says, like yourself, if you do not exhaust it with productivity, then your mindset is definitely going to lead you towards negativity. So we have a control of what we have,
Absolutely.
and pass it along. So yeah.
One of the quotes here that I love, Paulo Coelho quotes, Brazilian, in case you don't know, but you're Mr. Worldwide, so I'm
Hmm.
sure you know every quote that anybody's ever.
No,
I
no,
just love this. When you are enthusiastic about what you do, you feel this positive energy. It's very simple.
right.
You pick up the energy in the room, and the energy even virtually. You've been doing this much longer than I have been, right? You're in this virtual world and you do your own broadcast. You could feel the energy from the folks that are interacting with you, the comments that are being made. And I just think it's really incredible and so important to be enthusiastic, because when you don't feel like showing up in life, on a broadcast, to work, it shows. And when you love what you do, you just shine, and you do that. I'm going to check here to see anybody else. I saw David Hansen. He's prompting you to give us some of your rhymes. He And I know David's been on your show before.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, I was supposed to be with David and Usama way back in the winter, but I was traveling in Brazil and was unable to make the show. So David was solo. So obviously, he remembers something that you've done. So when the moment strikes you, you can do your rap. I'm trying to look for it here in the comments. I lose it. I'm doing this and being a producer and scroller at the
You're
same.
killing it. You're killing it way better than I did. Like now, right now, I feel like I'm learning how to broadcast right now.
Oh, no. You're a master in all of this. So tell me about that. David brings it up. I can't find the comment, but
Hmm.
you do these wonderful rhymes. Like, tell us, what's that about? Is that part of your positivity kit?
Here's I feel like an inside scoop. I believe once actually I talked about it actually when I was on Robert Berry's show,
Oh,
and
Robert
the
Barry's
the
great. I
history.
don't know either.
Yeah, yeah, lovely individual as well. Yeah. When I've been on his show, I mean, almost like a couple of months. I think it was back in January, and the it was actually I shared of a story when I was at the age of 12. I used to be a rapper back in the day. It was for a short term. It was almost like around a month or something like that. But over the years and sometime, I fell in love with words. Like I'm a huge fan of
Oh, I
words,
love that. Oh, my
statements,
words.
quotations, and everything. But not just because over the years, it's for me, it wasn't about just mumbling words, but it's about actually allowing actually the words that will penetrate like will literally reach the heart and which will penetrate the mind. Will allow the person to be kind, so that they don't get blinded out, so that they will know what they're about, right? Because we write as we listen, right? We read as we review, we revise as we memorize, to improvise, as our main inclination is to be wise, and hence to internalize in the mindsets of people by the way how they feel. Because if we don't feel what others feel, then we can't heal. And that's the simple, real peel of life. So, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I just love that feel part because um, I am I am nothing without picking up energy from other people, right? Alone, quite ordinary, but the energy of a group of people, the energy of a crowd opens up so much, and you get enthusiastic about that. And words do that. Did you do the dancing along with the rapping? I mean,
Nah. No, there's no dancing, but it's dancing to the hearts, to the minds, and this is actually what allows the person actually to be dancing towards their purpose. So because that a little bit of a switch, a little bit of a tick, and it allows them to click.
yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, there you go. David was right. You love that rhyme. So here we go. We also David's a huge fan. David, Michelle, just incredible, and the two of them have to come on
Legend.
and talk to us one day. There's
Yeah.
really out there. When I think of the community that we've been building here, everybody's been part of it. It's just I don't know how many different platforms you are on. Right today, I'm doing this as LinkedIn is my home base, and I've been dabbling with Facebook and YouTube, and just trying to learn as I go along. And I love learning out loud as I think about it.
Mhm.
Right, test, learn, fail, flop, succeed. It's all good. It's the process that I love way more than the actual final product. So as I'm trying to do all of this, I've learned, or I have become comfortable with LinkedIn, and this community that we're building just seems to be so positive and supportive of one another. It's just absolutely incredible, and I get energy off of it. I get energy off my posts and the engagement here. So I suppose what I wanted to ask you is, how do you keep your energy up, right? When I need a jolt of energy, I just need to be in a crowd with people, speaking to like-minded people, like when you're down. What keeps your energy level so high?
Um, just of the fact, just trying to, just living the life actually beyond myself. Purpose actually that exists bigger, because this life is endless. I mean, there's always something that's upcoming. So to me, it's like of the fact, it's just to leave, to shine that sparkle into someone's life. I'm just a huge fan of deep rooted conversations, so be it in any discussion. So even if I see someone just by themselves, I'll just go right off the bat, and then even to try to sparkle a joke or two, and then just that what energizes me every other day, or reading, watching discussions, having conversations with family. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, to have conversation with family at least like 3 to 5 times a day or so. And of course, the biggest part of it all, I mean, my number one priority first is religion. Actually comes number one, the very first priority. And then of course, let's not forget my gracious lovely parents, who instilled the two worlds in me. I mean, religion and ethics. So that's actually what allowed me to go forward. And of course, we have our days, but we try to remember, it's like, what is my purpose? Why am I existing here? So if purpose, okay, is to shine the light on others, is to energize everybody, is to allow people to feel seen, heard, validated.
Do
Okay.
you do you feel, and I'm sorry to cut you off, do you feel a sense of purpose with that? I feel within, like I love being surrounded by people. I am a different generation than you are, right? I'm further along on this road called life, or this thing called life. But I've found that part of my purpose is to be able to connect people, to communicate with
Hmm.
people. And I love doing this because it isn't about me. And I just love what
True.
we're doing here today. I get to introduce you to other people. On your broadcast, you get to introduce others. I wouldn't have known you, and I don't think Phil is here today, but Phil, our good friend Phil,
Yeah.
he fulfillment.
Hmm.
When I was watching you with him, and I just was like wowed by your energy. Are you? Is that part of what you do? Do you feel this need to connect?
Oh yes.
You,
Oh yes.
it's a responsibility.
and and it's just an enthusiasm that turns me on a lot of times. It's like, oh, connecting with new people, connecting. And of course, it doesn't mean that with everyone. I mean, we're not going to be clicking with everyone, and this is okay. This is a
Right,
fact of life. I mean,
right.
this is why, I mean, I say this a lot of time, is that uh, I'm not everyone's a cup of tea. That's why there's coffee. So some might click along with me and some might not, and that's
Right.
okay.
And that's
But
totally
but the real purpose, it's like, oh, to get onto a Zoom call. And sometimes the purpose of the call, suppose it was about 15 minutes, it turns into 2 hours. This is actually how it happened when I hopped on a call with David Hansen. David Hansen, sorry, it's not Hansen, Handsome. Forgot. Right.
You got
Yeah,
David, you got a compliment there.
yeah. So the first time, I believe it was, we spoke almost for an hour and a half. And it's this, a lot of times I've spoke to a lot of people and it feels like I've known them for worth life. I mean, for quite some time. And this is because the souls have connected. I mean,
Right,
when we intentionally try to connect with an individual from our heart perspective, as opposed to what is it there for me?
right,
Or what am I gonna get out of it? As
right.
opposed to, it's like, what can I learn more about you? How can I help you move forward in towards the direction that you want to go for? Because when we care about people, people will care about us. People
You,
don't normally
you
care
can't
of what
fake the caring. You can't fake the
right?
caring. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not at
True.
all. Oh, we've got to give a commission check or something to Phil because I guess David found you through his broadcast as well, doing great things. And again,
Mm,
it goes back this power of connection. And I want to talk about what you just said. You're not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. I don't know about you, but when I'm a recovering people pleaser, right? You're raised, and especially I worked in the public realm, and you work with the public, so you're obviously wanting to take care of people. You're taking care of your colleagues, the people who you work with, your customers, your clients. You then start to realize, or you go into this mode that you think you have to please everyone, and that, and you're not, and that's okay. You can still keep kindness in the conversation,
mm-hmm.
right? You can still be kind about any situation, but we don't have to have this burning desire to be everything to everyone. And we're able to share what we have, right? Our positive energies, you're able then to realize that's totally okay if
Right.
someone doesn't vibe with you. They can vibe with
Right.
someone else, and that's perfectly fine.
Yep.
We've got
Absolutely.
Michelle
Right.
on fire here today. I just love it, Michelle. Thank you so much. She's really keeping it going.
Yeah.
She's talking about your vibing high. That's right. I did watch you. I did watch you with Michelle. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. She killed it. She absolutely killed it with the positivity and wisdom. And I believe that we have all been actually on that route where we're trying to please everyone. This actually was me actually when I was a kid. I mean, I was young, I was trying to make everyone happy, but over the years, I just like, no, it's not, because whether we like it or not, yeah, that's the nickname. I mean, whether we like it or not, I mean, even our positivity, our presence, or whatever we do at the moment actually we're going ours towards our prosperity, building community and everything, there will be some people that will be displeased, that might find it distasteful of
Right,
what we do, or they'll find actually they'll get aggravated for no reason, or yeah, and that's okay. For me, it's like, if it's that's the case, I'm like, please, let's have a talk, no problems, vent it out. I want to
right.
hear it. Please vent it out. And here's one thing over the years, right? I don't recommend this tactic, but when I see someone that hates me, I just go to, please, let's have a cup of coffee. I want to hear more. I want to hear more. Because a lot of times it's not necessarily directed to you. it's directed to a lot of frustration that they're undergoing through. So now they just feel like they just want to vent it out. And this even happened on one of my live shows, one of the episodes that I was actually hosting along, and there weren't many people at then actually that was starting out. And there was one comment from Twitch that came. It's like, why are you still doing it if no one is watching? This was the comment, literally. And I was like, because it's purpose, it's fun.
Right. So,
Communicating, building and guess who actually she ended up becoming one of the greatest fans. And then whenever she's there, boom, 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 she comes and goes like, wow, I really love the show. That comment that response was really good. I felt so much better. I was undergoing through so much. Thank you for not taking the other direction because there are some others who just put me down. That's all. No one deserves to do that. That's all. I understand. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm just a message away. So yeah.
and I like what you said. Right. I don't put any of the, mostly because I don't know how, but I don't put any of the tools on to know how many people are watching. I have no idea. I have a sense from the comments, right? And
Mhm.
I think we bring our conversation or what we do, even if it's that one person, even if it's just mom and David Handsome and Michelle, right? You're doing it because you love the art of doing it. You love to be able to speak and to share whatever it is that you do want to share.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
as we have a few minutes left, and I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything here in the comments. I just love watching the chat with David and Michelle here. I put this quote up because I really think this sums up so much. Let your unique awesomeness and positive energy inspire confidence in others. In the world that I'm trying to build here, this aspiring better human team that just grows and supports me beyond anything I could have ever imagined. That's how I feel. There are awesome people here. There's such positive energy, and I just love supporting communities. So if there's anything that I can ever do to support you and your work, you just call on me. And this group here, as you well know, is just such a wonderful, wonderful team of humans, and I think it's
Mhm.
just so much fun to get to know everyone. Michelle adds, you never know who needs to hear your message. It takes one person to create that ripple effect. Absolutely, positively true, Michelle. We've got my friend Claudia in the house. Lisbon's in the
Hey.
house. Say hello to
Hey.
Lisbon. Any Portuguese, Usama? Do you speak any Portuguese?
Uh, I don't speak Portuguese, but
Okay, no premium.
I.
So, obrigado, Claudia. It's really, really great to see you. Oh, and look, I've got a relative here. Hey, Amanda.
Hey.
Yeah, the family
This is
showed up with a quote. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced.
experience. Mm.
Oh, that's great.
Ah.
That's really, really
Wow.
good. We never stop learning. And I think that
Mm.
that's a really good note to close on, because I I think when I asked you, like, who are you and what do you want to do? I think you talked about being a lifelong learner and you're never going to stop learning. And I think that's what we all really need to do in this life, right? Keep on
Yep.
learning, keep on growing. So I want to give you the final word here. How can people get in touch with you? Are you just a LinkedIn guy? You can put it in the comments later. People can connect with you, because I think people will really want to connect with your energy.
Sure. I mean, thank you. The privilege and honor. I mean, I'm just beyond grateful actually for this opportunity. Thank you so much. I mean, for having me on board. I'm available on LinkedIn 24/7. Definitely. I mean, if you need help actually on Twitter, that's what I recently actually help out actually upon outreach and everything. And if actually need upon to coaching and actually the fact of actually transformation towards the weight loss. This is because this was one of my posts and everything. Please feel free to reach out and we're more than actually happy to help you along. In the wordings of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Season 5, Episode 22, life is unpredictable. Not everything is in our control, but as long as we're with the right people, we can handle everything.
I love that. What a great way to end. I really, really appreciate you taking the time for me to introduce you to everyone. I think you're great. And I'll take a rain check. I'm going to be on your broadcast soon. You just let me know. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
And I hope
Definitely.
mom made it. So mom, if you're watching the replay, nice to meet you. You've done a good job with this young man.
Appreciate you so much. Thank
Take
you.
care, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.
See ya, everybody.
Bye.